Hey, friend. Welcome back to the podcast. If you're new here, my name is Taisha, and this is a space for honest conversations about growth, faith, and becoming who you're called to be. Today, I want to talk about something that's been on my heart for a long time, that feeling of not fitting in, not because you think you're better than anyone, but because you refuse to stay stagnant. And I want to say this clearly from the beginning. I don't think I'm better than anyone. I just believe I have the ability and the responsibility to keep reaching for more. There's this assumption that if you want more out of life, you must think you're above others. That's not true. Wanting growth doesn't mean you lack gratitude. Wanting more doesn't mean you don't appreciate where you are, and wanting better doesn't mean you look down on anyone. It simply means you recognize your potential, and you don't want to waste it. Some of the people around you are good people. They're kind, they're loving, they're supportive, but they're comfortable. And comfort isn't wrong. It's just not where everyone is meant to stay. I don't judge people who choose a slower pace. I just know that I'm wired differently. I can't ignore that inner voice that says, "There's more for you. Keep going." Stagnation doesn't always look lazy. Sometimes it looks like routine. Sometimes it looks like settling. Sometimes it looks like convincing yourself that this is good enough. But hunger feels different. Hunger asks questions. Hunger stretches limits. Hunger refuses to stop growing just because growth feels uncomfortable. And when you're hungry in a room full of people who are content, you will feel out of place. I truly believe that God places different capacities inside of each of us. Some people are called to maintain, others are called to build, others are called to pioneer. None is better than the other, but problems start when you try to force yourself into a role that doesn't fit your calling. If God gave you vision, curiosity, and drive, He did that on purpose. One of the hardest questions I've asked myself is, will I ever find people who think like me? People who don't shame ambition? People who don't fear growth? People who aren't threatened by change? And the answer I've learned is this. Like-minded people usually find each other after growth, not before it. This season isn't punishment, it's preparation. You're allowed to want more. You're allowed to outgrow spaces. There's a verse that always grounds me, and it's Ecclesiastes 3:11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Not early, not rushed, not compared to someone else's timeline. God's timing doesn't match social media's timing. And sometimes God delays the outcome because He's developing the discipline, the character, and the mindset you'll need to sustain the blessing. If God gave you everything right now, would you be ready to keep it? But this season is building something powerful: resilience, discipline, consistency, humility. These are traits that will serve you for the rest of your life. This isn't wasted time. This is foundation time. You ever feel like some people in your life just drain your energy? Like no matter what you do or how much you try to help, nothing ever changes? I've been there, and I've realized something really important. It's okay to step back. I'm not talking about cutting people off because you think you're better than them. I'm talking about protecting your peace. Sometimes friendships or relationships just aren't serving you, and that's okay. For example, maybe you have a friend who's always complaining about money, but they're not willing to do the work to improve their situation. Or maybe your partner constantly complains about finances but spends recklessly and doesn't prioritize growth. You can't force someone else to level up. They have to want it for themselves. And that's where we have to make a choice. Do you stay stuck in their energy, or do you step back to focus on your own growth? Because staying in that cycle doesn't help anyone. Not them, not you. Here's the thing. It's not personal. Removing yourself from people who aren't seeking better doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care about yourself enough to protect your energy, your peace, and your journey. And honestly, that's a form of love too. Love for yourself and love for the people who inspire you, who push you to be better, who actually rise with you. So, if you ever feel guilty about stepping back, remember this. It's not about judging anyone else. It's about choosing growth. And choosing growth sometimes means walking away from the people who aren't ready to walk with you. If no one has told you today, let me be the one. You're doing better than you think. God sees you,